All right, so our word study reading video is going to be a little bit longer than it typically has been because I do want to touch base on the spelling words with the schwa sound and go over what your assignment was yesterday. Um, I've received some of your work back, and some of it looks good, and some of you I can see that there is some confusion. You are not just taking these words and dividing it based on the vowel that you see. You have to read each of these words and then sort it based on which vowel is making the schwa sound. Now, remember, when you're decoding these words, you naturally want to decode the words with the vowel sounds you know first, such as their short vowel sound and their long vowel sound. And if those don't sound right, then you know that you might add the schwa. So let's look at decimal. Decimal. Doesn't sound right with the long I and the long A. Decimal. Still not sounding right. So now let's try it with the schwas. Decimal. Ooh, that sounds like a word that I'm familiar with. And so I know that that last A has the schwa over it because it's making an sound. And also the I in decimal has the schwa sound. And so that is our word that is used twice. That word has two schwas. Now, global. The A has an If I wasn't sure, I could say global, globale. Doesn't sound right, but if I say global, oh, that sounds like a familiar word, but it has the schwa. So that is what that upside down E is representing above the vowel. Now let's look at our E's. I've got citizen, item, nickel, travel. All of those E's have the schwa sound. Remember, plug in the vowel sounds that you know first, okay? We have I for notify, and then we have already discussed decimal. O, we have gallon and economy. And then finally, we have IOU, which is delicious. Those three vowels have the schwa sound. I hope that clarified a little bit of the confusion. I know that this is a difficult idea to grasp. So if you have questions, please reach out to me. As we are leaving our word work, we are going to dive into a new genre as we read Nora's Ark. It's historical fiction. We've studied historical fiction before. Think of the story about the Titanic. We know that the Titanic happened, but those characters within the story, we aren't sure if they were real or not. And so historical fiction, again, is an imaginary story, but it's realistic. Okay, historical fiction is realistic fiction that takes place in a certain time period in the past. It combines imagination and fact. All right, we know that it includes a setting. So the time period is real and the place is real. These are not going to be made up. The characters can be both real and made up. We can read a historical fiction story about George Washington. We know that he was a real person, but maybe in the story, the people that he encounters were not real people. There's going to be a plot. Those are events that can be real or made up. They're what makes the story exciting. The author can choose to pick real things that happen and then to add some excitement, make up a bunch of stuff too. The point of view, it is told in first person or third person point of view. And then the theme, the story often contains a theme or message about life. This historical fiction genre should be a review because we spent so much time going over it. It was a lot of your favorite genre to study. And so I think we will enjoy this story a lot. Now, before we read the story, I do want us to go over some of the vocab. We have 5 words. We've got survived, astonished, dangerous, piteously, and relief. I went ahead and defined those words, but I want you to really familiarize yourself with these words before we read the story, so you're not getting stuck on these vocabulary words you don't know, and then it's taking away from what you are reading. So remember, survived means to live through, stay alive. We are surviving the COVID-19 pandemic. Astonished, very surprised, amazed. Dangerous, unsafe, likely to cause harm. Piteously, in a sad or suffering way. And then finally, relief, a feeling of happiness that follows sadness. You guys know what it feels like to be so relieved once something good happens when you were worried about something for so long. Look over those words, and then on Thursday, we will start reading Nora's Ark together. I will be back in a few.